Welcome back to Splendid Tales, where stories don't just entertain, they bite, they sting, and they leave scars you won't forget. If you're enjoying this already, smash that like button and subscribe because, trust me, you don't want to miss where this one goes. It started on a cracked bridge that reeked of rust and rain, the kind of place where secrets hang in the air like smoke. That's where Jason appeared. Tall, blonde, and brimming with that cheap confidence only cowards wear like cologne. He had a grin sharper than broken glass and a laugh that could curdle milk. Jason wasn't just any bully. He was the type who sharpened his tongue with racial slurs and carried himself like the world owed him obedience. To him, black kids weren't classmates, they were targets. That night, his eyes locked on Maya, a quiet student walking with her backpack slung low. She had headphones in, humming to herself, completely unaware that the predator was circling. Jason spat on the ground, muttered something foul, then charged with a shove so hard her books flew like startled birds. Bridge toll, he sneered, his friends snickering behind him. You pay in respect, slave? The words dropped like poison, and the crowd's nervous chuckles grew louder. Phones clicked on, recording every second. Jason loved it. He puffed his chest, flexed his arms, and treated the bridge like a throne. But what he didn't know, what none of them knew, was that Maya wasn't the timid lamb he thought she was. And tonight, the wolf had finally picked the wrong prey. Jason swaggered closer, drunk on his own arrogance, barking insults that dripped with venom. What's wrong, huh? Cat got your black tongue? He spat, laughter echoing across the bridge. His friends howled behind their cameras, waiting for the viral clip they thought would make him a hero. But arrogance makes people blind, and Jason was already too far gone to notice the storm in Maya's eyes. She didn't flinch, didn't cower. Instead, she adjusted her backpack straps, tilted her head, and gave him the kind of look that could slice through stone. Then, with a suddenness that slapped the smirk off his face, she moved. One swift motion. Her hand locked his wrist, her body pivoted, and Jason's 6-foot frame went flying over her shoulder. His back cracked against the concrete with a thud so loud it silenced the night. The phones didn't stop recording. Oh no. Now they zoomed in, capturing every twitch of his stunned expression, every gasp for breath. Jason, the self-proclaimed king of cruelty, was flat on his back like a flipped beetle, begging his lungs to work again. His friends, speechless. Their laughter strangled into awkward gulps as they realized the predator wasn't hunting tonight. He was the feast. Maya stood over him, calm, collected, brushing off her jacket like she had just swatted a fly. Bridge toll collected, she muttered, her voice so cold it froze Jason's blood. Viewers, if you're enjoying this delicious downfall, smash that like and subscribe because trust me, it's only getting darker from here. By the next morning, Jason's downfall wasn't just a story whispered in school hallways. It was the internet's new obsession. The clip of him being flipped like a rag doll spread faster than gossip at a family barbecue. Memes exploded. Someone slowed the video down and added dramatic opera music. Another looped his groan and turned it into a remix. Jason wasn't a feared bully anymore. He was a punchline with legs. At school, it got worse. The moment he stepped into the cafeteria, laughter erupted. Students banged their trays like drums, chanting, "Bridge toll! Bridge toll!" His pale face flushed crimson as phones lit up, capturing his every flinch. Even teachers, trying to hide their smirks, couldn't resist the irony. Jason, the loudmouth racist, was now the mascot of humiliation. But the cruelest sting wasn't from the crowd. It was from Maya herself. She walked past him, cool as ice, earbuds in, without sparing him a glance. That silence screamed louder than insults ever could. Jason lunged once, desperate to claw back respect, but his trembling hands betrayed him. No one feared him anymore. Fear had flipped, and the whole school could smell his weakness. At home, it wasn't better. His parents, furious, dragged him into counseling. His phone buzzed nonstop with messages, clown emojis, hashtags, edits of him crying. Jason wasn't just a loser in school, he was trending, for all the wrong reasons. And trust me, viewers, the punishment waiting for him next, that's where the real pain begins. Stick around, hit like, and subscribe for the chaos. The school board didn't sweep it under the rug. They didn't give Jason a slap on the wrist or a boys will be boys speech. No, they went for poetic justice, the kind that burns into memory like a scar. His suspension came first, stripping him of his captain badge on the soccer team, his trophies gathering dust in the case he once bragged about. But that was only the appetizer. The real punishment? Jason was forced into the tutoring program, and his assigned mentor was none other than Maya. Every Tuesday, he sat at her desk, eyes down, forced to mutter, "Can you help me, please?" while a room full of students snickered. The same kid who once spat slurs now had to raise his hand like a preschooler, waiting for permission to speak. Humiliation wasn't a moment anymore, it was a weekly ritual. Maya didn't gloat. She didn't need to. Her silence cut deeper than any insult. Jason's punishment was existing in the shadow of the girl he once tried to break. His pride rotted, his reputation shattered, and respect, that was a currency forever out of his reach. By the end of the semester, Jason wasn't feared, admired, or envied. He was a walking reminder that hatred doesn't make you strong, it makes you pathetic. And his name, once shouted with fear, now rolled off tongues as the punchline to a joke no one would ever forget. This has been Splendid Tales. If you enjoyed watching a bully crumble under the weight of his own cruelty, hit like, subscribe, and join us for the next story that'll leave your jaw on the floor.